good, everybody? It is your boy Super Saiyan back with another Xenoverse 2 DLC 10 video for you guys today. We are here to talk about the rumors and discussion basically of Xenoverse 2 actually being over. There's some quotes, I guess you could say, from the end of Z Special Mission that do hint at Xenoverse 2 actually coming to an end. But as you guys will see throughout this video, there's a lot more that hints at Xenoverse 2 being far from over.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now, I will say this personally, I would prefer them to move on from Xenoverse 2. If you're going to work on anything Xenoverse related, in my opinion, it should be Xenoverse 3. Just saying. Now, one thing I do want to mention before we get this video started, guys, is the simple fact that Sub Saturday is finally back. So many people have been waiting for this, and it is back, and we're going to start it off right. So be sure to send me your sickest, dirtiest, nastiest, just most foul DLC 10 combos you have gotten up until this point to the email or Twitter link down below in the description. And when I say DLC 10 combos, I mean either combos with your CAC using moves from the DLC 10 or moves that were patched within DLC 10, or of course you can use the two cast characters. Yes! Yes! With Majub or Android 21. Again, send those to the Twitter and email, both linked down below in the description. Now, getting into this video, hold on, y'all. My little puppy's going crazy over here. Give me a second.
5 hours later.
Alright, y'all, we are back now, and honestly, getting it started with this first screenshot, I can see why a lot of people probably thought that Xenoverse 2 was coming to an end. When you saw this was the first thing you saw that gives any hint of Xenoverse 2 being over or there being more DLC. And this is the first thing, again, that pops up, and it says, with peace restored, Xenoverse 2 comes to an end. This is the Supreme Kai of Time talking in the background during the end of Z special movie thing. And basically, again, it can lead a lot of people to believe that Xenoverse 2 is actually going to be over. Now, the next screenshot I'm going to show you guys right here isn't that much of a hint. It's not like a major hint like the ones you're going to see later on in the video. But this one right here says, well, I'm sure there's trouble out there waiting to rear its ugly head, ... And then it goes on to say, you know, we have you as Time Patrol, you'll be ready, all this stuff. So that right there shows a little bit of a hint. While I'm sure there's trouble out there waiting to rear its ugly head. What kind of trouble?
Prepare for trouble.
Make it double.
Trouble usually means more missions, things of that nature. So that's hint number one that we really get. Again, it's not the biggest hint to it, but at the same time, it is a slight hint that you can take. Now, the next thing that is said, it says, but your work as a time patroller is far, far from over. There's still much, much more for you to do. This is the little scene that you get with the Supreme Kai time after you finish the end of Z's special cutscene. You come to the main Kanton City area and you talk to the Supreme Kai for a little bit. And this is one of the things she tells you again. But your work as a time patroller is far from over. There's still much, much more for you to do. Well, if that was the end of Xenoverse 2, what the hell else do I have to do? If that was really the end, what else could there possibly be for a time patroller to do? Now, the last screenshot is really the biggest one. This is where, you know, when I first saw this, before I even saw the end of Z special movie, this right here let me know that Xenoverse 2 is pretty much like 90% not over, 95% guaranteed that it is not over. It is not actually done, and we will most likely be seeing more DLCs in the future. This screenshot right here, once you're done talking with the Supreme Kai of Time, this pops up and it says, thank you for playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. You've witnessed only one of many scenes to come. Hold up right there. Let's stop the press. Think about this, guys. It's literally saying you've witnessed only one of many scenes to come. If this scene was paid DLC, what makes anybody think that they will actually make the future scenes free DLC? Because some people are like, you know, it's probably over in the sense that we'll just get some free updates here and there and not no actual paid DLC. I don't think, knowing Bandai and Dimps, literally a company that decided to make something that was free in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution be paid, I don't think they would be doing the opposite and making stuff that is usually paid free. This scene was something that you could only access if you bought the DLC. I do not see them in future updates or whatever adding in little stories and scenes like this as free DLC and free updates. Again, we're dealing with Bandai and Dimps here. But when you move on from that and read the rest of it, it says, you've only witnessed one of many scenes to come. But then it goes on to say, as there are still more events and other content waiting to be enjoyed. Hold up, let's stop right there. There are still more events and other content. When you first look at this, you think you see the events first, and you're like, oh, probably just means raids, things like that. But then you look at this other side and it says, and other content. Again, events are things like raids, tournaments, things of that nature. Content falls in line with skills, equipment, super souls, characters, things of that nature. So if there's other content to come, again, I highly doubt that they give us this stuff for free, knowing who Bandai and Dimps truly are. But then when you read the rest of it, it says, until then, we hope you will continue playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, there's not really much there. It's just the end of the message. But honestly, guys, between all these things that I showed, there's more in the End of Z special scene and like ending and all that hints at Xenoverse 2 having more DLC than it actually being over. Now, another thing that I really feel is a hint that we had before DLC 10 even dropped was how DLC has worked in the past. Season 1 and Season 2 both brought us 4 DLCs. Season 1 brought us DLC 1 through 4. Technically, Season 2 of DLC on Xenoverse 2 was DLC 5 through 8. Now, right now, we're only at 2 more packs within this whole Ultra Pack thing. So I can definitely, at the very least, see 2 more Ultra Packs come to Xenoverse 2. And if they're talking about more scenes and things like that, I'm really curious to what kind of scenes that they'll actually be doing. And I'm sure that these scenes will always coincide with the DLC characters that we get in the game as well. So let me know what you guys think about all this stuff that I put together for you here today. Do you think that, you know, Xenoverse 2 is actually over? Do you feel after seeing this that there's a much bigger chance of Xenoverse 2 getting more DLC like I truly believe? Again, I would prefer them to move on without a doubt, but I don't want you guys to get all excited and think that Xenoverse 2 is actually over when there's a very, very good chance, when you look at all this stuff, that Xenoverse 2 is far from over and we can expect some more DLCs. Honestly, with how Bandai and Dimps is going at this point, I would not be surprised at a damn DLC 1000. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, damn. Will we ever move on? Will it ever be Xenoverse 3 time? Or will it ever just be another Dragon Ball Arena fighting game time in general? That's honestly one of the community's biggest wants, but at the same time, again, it does not look like that will happen. So let me know your thoughts on all this stuff down below in the comments. And as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, hope you have a good day. Peace, y'all.